As the fake heir of the wealthy Smith family, I slept with the real heir Ethan Smith to avoid getting kicked out. If you can't beat them, join them, might as well keep it in the family. When the truth came out, Ethan knelt before our parents with grim determination. If you don't accept him as your son-in-law, then don't acknowledge me as your biological son either. Just when I thought everything was going my way, Alex Johnson, Ethan's older brother, kicked him to the ground. Snarling, "You bastard dare steal from me?" My childhood friend Ryan Davis threw me over his shoulder and bolted. "Keep dreaming. Ethan's mine." Holy hell. I'd accidentally unleashed a pride parade. Nothing ruins your 18th birthday like discovering you're an imposter. Unless your lifelong rival Alex is the one exposing you. I glared at him lounging arrogantly in my bedroom. "So you'll tell mom and dad I'm fake? Get me disowned?" Alex smirked. "Why would I? You're my precious little brother. Can't have you sleeping under bridges." Damn his condescending act. He'd spent years calling me trash, humiliating me for disgracing the Johnson name. Now suddenly playing protective big brother? I rolled my eyes. "What do you want?" He crooked a finger. Reluctantly, I approached, only to get yanked into his lap. His cold fingers traced my throat, making me shiver. "Without the Johnson name?" He purred. "Those you've bullied will devour you whole. So, accept my terms, and I'll protect you forever. You'd love watching me suffer." True. His smile turned predatory. "As your brother, I wouldn't care. But as I swear I'll decapitate this creep someday." Fuming, I took my dog Cola on a midnight walk until the poor thing collapsed. Yet his threat sparked an idea. If I couldn't beat the real heir, I'd marry him. In the hotel suite, I stared at the bound Kevin Brown. The real heir sighed. "What now, Ethan?" I grabbed his face. "Am I pretty?" He flushed. "Passable." Bingo! In all mom's soap operas, passable meant love at first sight, channeling her favorite CEO dramas. I tilted his chin. "Name your price." "I'm buying you." "You're insane." "Playing hard to get?" I ripped off his clothes, then panicked and covered him with a blanket. Ever heard of platonic relationships? Kevin's lips twitched. "You stripped me naked just to talk about Plato?" I guiltily averted my gaze, not daring to look at him. It wasn't that I was a coward, I genuinely couldn't bring myself to do it. But if I hesitated any longer, that freak Alex might actually pin me down. Seeing Kevin's exasperated expression, I gritted my teeth and stripped completely. Just as I was about to force the issue, the doorbell rang accompanied by an angry roar. "Ethan! Are you messing with Kevin again? Open this door in 60 seconds or face the consequences." Shit! It was my childhood friend Ryan. How did he track me down? He'd been simping after Kevin for months. This was clearly a jealous grab at my man. The violent pounding mixed with Ryan's furious shouts made the already awkward situation 10 times worse. Kevin sighed wearily. "Stop messing around and untie me. Do you really want Ryan to see us like this? Ethan, you think this flimsy door can stop me?" Ryan's countdown boomed through the wood. 10, 9, 8. Under dual pressure, I suddenly tackled Kevin, wailing dramatically. "Kevin! If you don't marry me, I'll kill you." Then I shut my eyes and bit down hard. The hospital room echoed with the doctor's scolding as I sobbed uncontrollably. Tears now? Where was this common sense earlier? "You reckless kids will try anything without considering." He suddenly paused. "Which of those two outside is your boyfriend?" Following his gaze, I saw Ryan and Kevin arguing heatedly in the hallway. When I tried pointing at Kevin, the doctor muttered, "Never mind. With you, 2 or 3 boyfriends wouldn't surprise me." His comment made me cry harder. Not only had my plan backfired spectacularly, now I looked like some player. As I left the examination room with my medical records, their fight still raged. I attempted to sneak away, but Ryan immediately dragged me between them by the collar. "Ethan! Should I break your legs to make you behave?" I glared daggers before transforming into a weeping damsel in Kevin's arms. Hubby! He's bullying me! The word hubby made both men freeze. Ryan paled. What did you call him? Smirking. I pecked Kevin's cheek. Hubby. I'm his now, you saw it yourself. Right. Kevin? Blushing furiously. Kevin mumbled agreement. I triumphantly sneered at Ryan. Stay away from my man. With my meaningful glance. Kevin quickly helped me walk away. We barely made 2 steps before Ryan's icy voice stopped us. Kevin! You think he actually likes you? He's just playing games. My stomach dropped. Did this asshole know something? Turns out I overestimated him. The snitch only knew how to tattle. He's heartless. A little demon since birth. Pushed me in the pool at 3. Hired thugs to beat me at 4. Spiked my milk with mango juice knowing I'm allergic. At 5. He stuffed dead rats in Alex's backpack, triggering his heart condition. As Kevin's face darkened, I desperately covered Ryan's mouth. Lies. Alex deserved it after making his dog bite my ass. And didn't he come back later anyway? He stuffed 2 snakes longer than me into my bed, scaring me into developing a stammer. Pushing you into the pool was because you called me an idiot first. My voice trailed off as I weakly hooked Kevin's finger, pleading pitifully. I'm just a little bit bad. Not completely terrible. Ryan snorted coldly. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The worst stuff came later when Kevin cut off his rant abruptly. So what? Ryan froze like stone. He's this awful and you still like him? Kevin shot him a calm glance before gripping my hand firmly. I don't care who he was before. I only care about who he becomes from now on. If I hear this nonsense again, we're done as friends. With that, he scooped me up in front of Ryan's stunned gaze and carried me out. Sigh. No wonder he's my parents' biological son, same soft-hearted kindness. My eyes burned unexpectedly, tightening my arms around his neck. I whispered against his ear, I'll treat you better than anyone ever has. Even better than Mom and Dad. Back home, Ryan sat playing chess with Dad in the living room. After a quick greeting, I made an excuse to head upstairs. But as I tried shutting my bedroom door, Ryan jammed his foot in the frame. Let me in. We need to talk. I'm not in the mood to fight today. Ryan, he shoved the door open, pinning me against it with practiced efficiency. This jerk's been using the same move since childhood. Tilting my chin up, he rasped, break up with Kevin. I paused. Who knew this obsessive creep had a sentimental side? Ryan's crush on Kevin was obvious. Despite being a year older, he'd repeated a grade to attend the same university. Every sentence out of his mouth praised Kevin until he'd blush. Too bad Kevin liked me instead, fate's cruel joke. Also why I chose Kevin when Alex blackmailed me. Crossing my arms, I stated firmly, no. Now get lost. His face twisted. What's so great about him? You that obsessed? Huh? Bitter jealousy? Perfect. Counting on my fingers, I listed everything. Handsome. Straight-A student. Scholarship winner. Amazing singer. Gentle personality. Plus, he's crazy about me. I emphasized the last phrase. Predictably, Ryan exploded. But why did that explosion involve biting my mouth? Ever heard of breath mints? As I stood gaping, Alex's voice echoed outside, startling me into shoving him away. Ryan fled red-faced, still hissing, I'll never accept this. Leaving me stunned. Alex glanced between Ryan's retreating back and my swollen lips before sneering, since when did your fights involve mouth-to-mouth combat? I glared at him guiltily. So what if we fought? Since when do you get to dictate how we fight? Alex frowned, then sneered. If you can fight him like that, does that mean I can fight you the same way? Before I could respond, he pinned my wrists to the bed, immobilizing me completely. Have you thought about what I said last time? His gaze burned into mine. Just mentioning it reminded me how he'd been obsessed with my ass. This bastard had tormented me for over a decade, and now wanted to torture me for life? claiming we should marry abroad to keep me permanently in the Johnson family? I nearly choked. 5 centuries wouldn't be enough to recover from that shock. Forcing myself to stay calm through his financial and physical dominance, I adopted a pitying tone. We might not be blood-related, but have you forgotten we're listed on the same family registry? No country would legally marry siblings sharing documentation. Alex's smirk froze me mid-gloat. You're the one who forgot. I've never been on your registry. Thunderstruck, I gaped. Since when? As he closed the distance with predatory determination, I panicked. Your parents would never allow this. They're open-minded. I'll convince them. I don't love you. I'd rather sleep under bridges than endure you. Save your screams for later. No. Hell. His bruising kiss stole my protests. I swore then, after marrying Kevin, I'd strip Alex of everything. Make him kneel begging. Grandpa. Who kisses that violently anyway? My waist would be purple for weeks. I'm leaving for a 2-week business trip. Alex adjusted his tie cheerfully next morning, kissing my forehead. When I return, we'll bring Kevin to the Johnson estate and announce our engagement. Weakly swatting his face, I pleaded. Can't you move on? How petty can one grudge be? Binding me through marriage? Even horror movie ghosts showed more mercy. Alex shrugged. My pettiness. My rules. I turned away in exhausted silence. He smacked my butt warningly. Don't run. I'll always find you. Pfft. What is he? Human GPS? His grip tightened at my muteness. I'm letting you off easy this time. No excuses when I return. Horrified, I clutched my assaulted backside. This was him being merciful? Actual consummation might kill me. The moment he left, I sprinted to campus seeking Kevin. If forced into the Johnson dynasty, I'd choose Kevin over that tyrant any day. A sweet angel is definitely better than that old demon Alex. When I got back to the dorm, Kevin had just finished showering. Water droplets rolled down his toned muscles from his damp black hair, the fresh scent instantly filling my nostrils. I secretly inhaled deeply. So intoxicating. Kevin smiled faintly, his lips curving. It's the weekend. Why'd you come back to campus? I eagerly looped my arms around his neck, grinning. Missed you. Didn't want you feeling lonely. Gotta admit, my sweet talk skills were leveling up. Kevin wrapped his arms around my waist, gently kissing my eyelids. I missed you too. Suddenly Ryan yanked open his bed curtain, glaring at us darkly. Who said he's alone? Am I a ghost? Can't you two stop being gross in broad daylight? I sneered. Of course not. You're a dog, only mutts bite people for no reason. Bite you? I'll do more then. He abruptly stopped mid-sentence, avoiding eye contact while fidgeting guiltily. I glared fiercely. More what? Hit me next. His expression twisted. Glancing between me and Kevin, he stormed out without another word. Watching his furious exit, I muttered. Why's he acting so weird lately? He'd normally argue for 3 days straight. Kevin turned my face toward him, displeased. Weren't you here for me? Why care about his weirdness? Huh? Since when did Kevin dislike him? Weren't they attached at the hip before? Even going to the bathroom together? When I zoned out, Kevin gripped my chin. Do you care about him? I instantly deflected. Who cares? I just don't want his craziness rubbing off on me. Kevin studied me intently before hoisting me onto the desk. Good. You only need me. Blinking innocently, I tested the waters. So, meet my parents next week? He paused, then whispered against my lips. Sure. But first, let's finish what we started last time. Too many people want you. I need reassurance. When I woke the next morning, everything felt surreal. Last night's intensity seemed like a dream. How else to explain Kevin transforming from angel to predator overnight? Definitely a dream. Repeating this mantra, I stumbled to the bathroom. The mirror made me gasp. No wonder Kevin insisted I skip class, bruises everywhere. Swollen lips with scabs. Puffy eyes. Ugh, maybe Alex isn't so bad after all. Come Saturday morning, I dragged Kevin home early. Within minutes, he had my parents beaming, showering him with praise. Watching their harmonious trio should have made me happy. Instead, bitter jealousy gnawed at me, though they'd always doted on me, giving endless love and fulfilling every whim, but in my memory, they'd never smiled this brightly around me before. My track record of constant troublemaking only ever brought them worry. Yet this happiness rightfully belonged to Kevin. The love I'd cherished these past years was never mine to keep. While the trio remained distracted, I slipped out to the backyard swing. Lingering longer would only feed the darkness swelling in my chest. Time blurred until familiar hands settled on my shoulders. The scent of gardenias enveloped me as Mom's voice whispered, "Since when do you get jealous of your own boyfriend?" I leaned back against her, throat tight. "Would you still forgive me, no matter what I've done?" Her fingers stilled in my hair. "If you wronged me, I could never hold it against you. But others' forgiveness isn't mine to give." Typical mom, all compassion and understanding. Precisely why I couldn't let go. The final week found me clinging to Kevin between campus errands. As Alex's return loomed closer, I became his shadow. Ryan's behavior grew unsettling, no more bickering or attempts to separate us. Just silent stares that made me feel like raw meat before a starved hound. Kevin's transformation shocked me most. The blushing virgin who'd stammered through our first kiss now pinned me against dorm walls with feral intensity. Ryan's outbursts about disgusting noises only earned Kevin's cold dismissal, "Move out if it bothers you." I almost pitied Ryan when he didn't retaliate. During Kevin's shower, I attempted consolation. "Love makes fools of us all. No shame in that." His obsidian eyes pierced me. "Then why aren't you the fool? Is your affection for Kevin genuine, or convenient?" My traitorous ears burned crimson. Ryan's chuckle grazed my neck. "You still flush when lying. Ethan. Did you really think I didn't know you're no Johnson heir?" Alex's warnings materialized. Before I could process losing family status, Ryan demanded reparations, break up with Kevin or face exposure. I kicked him out and dragged Kevin home, determined to confess. Courage evaporated seeing my parents' ashen faces. My knees buckled under crushing regret. Honesty always backfired. Kevin squeezed my trembling hand, oblivious to the bomb I'd dropped. "Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I love your son. We're getting married. If you really can't accept this, just pretend you never heard it." I gasped, covering Kevin's mouth while turning tearfully to my parents. "He's talking nonsense. Don't listen." Mom's eyes welled up as she choked out, "Do you really not want to acknowledge us?" Kevin paused, his gaze intense. "No. I just can't lose Ethan." Even my carefree self understood the gravity of those words. For the first time in my life, someone had declared this about me. Yet my feelings for him paled compared to his sincerity. I didn't deserve him. As I prepared to confess everything, Dad interjected. "Stop making us look like villains tearing lovers apart. You two have been monologuing since we arrived without letting us speak." Under our stunned stares, my parents exchanged smiles. "Blood or not, whatever your relationship, you'll always be our beloved sons." Tears burst from me as I threw myself into Mom's arms. "I'm sorry, Mom. I was wrong." She patted my head, wiping my cheeks. "Enough waterworks. We know your fake crying tricks." Sniffling, I grinned. "See? You love me most." Dad immediately huffed. "Don't I count?" Kevin smiled warmly. "Am I excluded?" Laughter bubbled out at their antics. "You're all ridiculous." Suddenly Kevin pressed a kiss to my knuckles. "Ethan, will you love me forever?" My pulse raced at his devotion until Alex stormed in like a hurricane, kicking Kevin over. "You bastard! How dare you steal him?" Before I could react, Ryan hoisted me over his shoulder. Dream on. Ethan's mine. Dangling upside down. I'd barely started cursing when Alex yanked me free. His furious eyes burned into me. I knew you were bold. But seducing Kevin? Mortification flooded me as I scrambled backward into a corner. Bro. Calm down. Calm? If I wait, you'll be pregnant. Alex roared. Ryan's jaw dropped. Wait. You can do that? Before I could shout expletives, he blinked at approaching Kevin. Can kissing make babies? Kevin froze. Stormcloud eyes locking on me. You kissed him? Never. He mauled me. I protested. The room's temperature plummeted. Ryan flushed crimson. That was my first kiss. I'll improve with practice. You want repeats? I hissed. Why not? You let Kevin. Enough. Alex gripped my chin. Venomous. What exactly have you let Kevin do? 3 scorching glares pinned me in place, demanding answers. Ethan glared through gritted teeth while Kevin maintained his poker face. Ryan had that unsettling spark of intellectual curiosity in his eyes. Honestly, I'm exhausted. Let the world end already. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I, the eternal commitment phobe who'd sailed through fields of flowers without plucking a single petal, would end up being pursued by 3 men. Kevin not being straight was one thing. But how were Alex and Ryan, these poster boys for toxic masculinity, also gay? The real kicker? After years of bitter rivalry, they suddenly claimed to be in love with me. The universe truly is one giant absurd circus. And my life's become its main clown act. Thanks to these 3, my parents have upgraded me from precious son to that deceitful, 2-timing playboy. Didn't even wait for them to kick me out. I couldn't face staying at the Johnson estate anymore. That's how I ended up being rescued by Ryan. The moment we stepped into his place, he blossomed like some lovesick sunflower, eagerly showing off what he kept calling our marital suite. Marital suite? Did I get brainwashed by Coke Zero? When exactly did I pledge eternal devotion to this man? Since when did our wedding home become part of my vocabulary? Rubbing my temples, I cut through his romantic rambling. Ryan, just punch me already. Get it out of your system. His lovesick puppy act was creeping me out. Ryan froze, then clasped my hands with alarming sincerity. I've never laid hands on you, not before. Not ever. Domestic violence isn't my style. Those times I messed with you? Just desperate bids for attention. You've always had crowds orbiting you. I had to be loudest to get noticed. Badmouthing you in front of others? Pure insecurity. Never believed any of it myself. Well, shit. This sudden vulnerability left me speechless. Misreading my silence, he ducked his head like a scolded puppy. I know you've got options. I'm not asking to be first choice, just keep a corner for me. A sliver of affection's enough. I'll take crumbs. Huh. The confession hit different, equal parts touching and ego stroking. Seeing my former nemesis this humble? Major power trip. Maybe Ryan wasn't so bad after all. Wait. Didn't he used to crush on Kevin? At my question, Ryan's eyes flashed with something darker. Never wanted him. Compliments were just professional respect. Had I known you'd develop feelings, I'd have banished him years ago. That grade I repeated? For you. Wanted every possible class together. Ethan, you're my forever. His mouth crashed into mine before I could respond. Since when did he learn to kiss like this? And why were his hands wandering under my shirt? Life at Ryan's defied expectations. Meals appeared like magic. Every Ryan summoned instant right here. He transformed me into a pampered couch potato. Yet tranquility proved fragile. Alex's arrival wasn't surprising. The Louis Vuitton luggage train following him? That raised eyebrows. Watching him direct movers like he owned the place. I snapped. This is Ryan's house. Not Johnson Manor. Where's your shame? He didn't bother looking up from unpacking monogrammed silk pajamas. You promised we'd live together forever. Since you hate the family estate, I'm moving into your love nest. Though I didn't want to admit it, I'd actually said those words. When we were kids, Alex and I had gotten along like real brothers for a while. Cola, the dog he'd raised since childhood, meant the world to him, but he'd handed him over the moment I said I want him. Whenever someone bullied me, he'd be the first to stand up for me. Back then, he'd been the best big brother in the world to me. But ever since that day he made Cola bite my ass. My ultimate life goal became taking him down. Hearing my words, Alex chuckled. You think you can take me down? You won't stand a chance even in 800 years. Looking down on me? Fine if I couldn't beat you as a kid. But you think I still can't now? Then try. Show me how you'll beat the crap out of me. Oh, you're asking for it? I tackled him and chomped down on his face. Seeing the bright red teeth marks, I smirked. I've got plenty of ways to put you in your place. He sighed in defeat. Sure. You're the best. It took me a full second to realize how compromising our position was. But when I tried to get up, he locked his arms around my waist, pulling me flush against him. You always say I hold grudges. But you're the real grudge holder. You've clung to that one incident for over a decade. I pressed my lips together. You let a dog maul me and put snakes in my bed. You knew I was terrified of them. Regret flashed in his eyes. I was wrong. I've regretted it every day. Alex confessed he'd acted out of jealousy. Our parents had doted on me since birth. I'd been loved effortlessly while he, as the heir, faced harsh punishments for every minor mistake. He resented being told to let your brother have his way. Hated watching me play carefree while he drilled endless lessons. That bitterness exploded when he accidentally discovered we weren't blood-related, making me the target of his pent-up fury. The moment I heard you'd been traumatized into silence, I wanted to undo everything. But no matter how I tried to make amends afterward, you never called me brother again. His eyes reddened with unshed tears. All these years. I'm sorry, Ethan. I failed you. Looking at him, my chest ached with needle-sharp pain. After a long stare down, I sank my teeth into his neck until copper flooded my mouth. Cola's bite is repaid. The snake in my bed is repaid. We're even. The instant I released him, a tear slid down his face. Thank you, Ethan. I love you. I short-circuited. A single apology had dissolved years of resentment. Those 3 words made my brain blue screen. But damn if it didn't feel satisfying. Alex, the guy who'd always acted too good for this world, was sniveling and declaring love to me. This beat kicking his severed head around any day. My triumph faded when I noticed the dangerous glint in his tear-glazed eyes. I clutched my shirt. You bastard, stop being creepy. Alex flipped us over, pinning me to the couch. This isn't creepy. It's natural affection. As my thoughts scattered, one regret burned clear. If I ever feel sorry for Alex again, I'll eat my own shoe. Alex essentially moved into Ryan's place. Ryan played the victim when we were alone, whining about being bullied, though his comfort sessions always ended with him copping feels. Predictably, Alex would then demand equal treatment and take things further. The only saving grace was their sworn promise never to push beyond my boundaries. Unless I said yes. Which, given their current synchronized predatory smiles as they cornered me against the fridge, might happen sooner than I'd like. I knew it was only a matter of time. A lamb in a wolf's den is bound to get devoured eventually. After enduring another terrifying round of jealousy-fueled drama, I packed my bags and left without looking back. My options were limited to the Smith family mansion or my dorm. Before I knew it, I found myself frozen outside the dorm entrance, terrified of both encountering someone I dreaded and finding no one I longed to see. Kevin's cool voice startled me from behind. Planning to stand here till sunrise? My fingers twisted nervously as I stared at the ground. And no. Just stretching my legs. The air thickened the moment we stepped inside. I burned to say I'm sorry. but feared my words would only deepen his resentment. After an eternity of silence, he suddenly called Ethan. My head snapped up. Why yes. I'm here. What is it? He blinked, then chuckled dryly. First time I've seen you this cautious. I mentally corrected him. This wasn't caution, but guilt incarnate. As my silence stretched, his smile faded. I hated you when I discovered our relationship was just transactional. But that hatred evaporated faster than morning dew. Turns out I still, his throat worked soundlessly before finishing, care deeply. His confession made me want to crawl into a coffin. After agonizing deliberation, all I could choke out was, I'm sorry. Kevin ruffled my hair with unexpected gentleness. Save your apologies. I walked into this with open eyes. Then his tone shifted abruptly. Are you dating Alex now? My bewildered headshake prompted his next question. What about Ryan? Another denial made his lips curve upward. Then, may I court you properly? The storm clouds finally parted after weeks of tension. Outwardly, I remained the untouchable Smith heir. No disinheritance notices. No bridge-dwelling adventures. The only change? 3 relentless suitors turning my life into a perpetual soap opera. Today's crisis erupted when I served Kevin an extra rib. Ryan puffed up like an angry blowfish. Why him? Alex shamelessly stole the meat from Kevin's bowl. Ethan's ribs taste better. Kevin shot up, chair screeching. Are you insane? As their ridiculous squabble escalated, Mom chose this moment to appear, grinning like a Cheshire cat. Just pick one already. 3 pairs of eyes locked onto me in unison. Choose. Our corgi Cola barked 3 times, sparking inspiration. I patted his furry head. Whoever outruns Cola wins me. Before they could process this, the orange blur vanished beyond the courtyard gate. 3 synchronized curses echoed as they bolted after the speeding fluffball. Watching their desperate sprint, I tilted my face to the cloud-dappled sky. Perfect weather for love games.